Hello and welcome to SAT Practice Test 2 Math Review. This is going to be part 2 of SAT Math Module 1. We're going to be going over questions 15 through 27. Before we get into it, please like the video and please comment and subscribe. It really helps get the videos out there so more people can see it and more people can get help with SAT math concepts. All right, let's get into question 15. In the linear function f of 0 equals 8, f of 1 equals 12, what function defines f? So we can just look at this and see, let's plug in 0, which one gives us 8? This one, B, no, C, no, so it's either A or D. Let's plug in 1, which one gets us 12? It's not A, so D is going to be our answer. All right, so for question 16, the function f of w equals 6w squared gives the area of a rectangle in square feet. If its width is w feet and its length is 6 times its width, which of the following is the best interpretation of f of 14 equals 1,176? So the function is going to give us the area. So if we have f of 14 and it takes in w, the width. So we know that the width is 14, the area is 1,176. So we can eliminate choice B and choice C and choice D. We're only left with choice A. Choice B and C, they either tell us that the length is 1,176 or the width. Choice D incorrectly tells us the area, so therefore choice A is the only remaining answer. That makes sense. The circle shown has center O, circumference 144 pi, and diameters PR and QS. The length of arc PS is twice the length of arc PQ. What is the length of arc QR? All right, so what do we know? We know the circumference, which is the area around the circle, right, is 144 pi. The arcs are going to sum to 144 pi. We know that the length of arc PS is equal to PQ times 2. So we know that this is equal to PQ times 2. And because this is formed from a line through the circle, we know that's equal to half of the arc. So therefore, we know that PQ plus 2 times PQ is going to be equal to 72 pi. It's asking for the length of QR. We know that because these angles are equivalent, the arcs must also be equivalent. And we know that therefore, these arcs must be equivalent. So these two and these two must be of equivalent lengths. So therefore, we just need to find PS. So if we can rephrase this, so we can put PS plus 1 over 2, PS equals 72, 3 over 2, PS equals 72, and then that then gives us that PS is equal to 48. We then know that QR must also equal 48 or 48 pi, which is going to be answer choice B. All right, question 18. A company that provides whale watching tours takes groups of 21 people at a time. The company's revenue is $80 per adult and $20 per child. If the company's revenue for one group consisting of adults and children was $1,440, how many people in the group were children? So we can solve this with a system of equations, right? So we know x plus y. Here, x is going to be, we'll make x adults, y children, is equal to 21. And we know 80x plus 60y is equal to 1,440. Now we're going to solve this for y because we're looking for how many people were children. So we're going to eliminate x. So we're going to subtract 80x minus 80y equals, what is that? That's times 80, so negative 1680, I believe. Negative 20y is equal to negative 240, y is equal to 12, and that gives us our answer choice C. All right, question 19. The function h is defined by h of x equals 4x plus 28. The graph of y equals h of x in the xy plane has x-intercept at a comma 0 and y-intercept at 0 comma b, where a and b are constants. What is the value of a plus b? All right, so we know what the y-intercept is, right? Because that's just 28. So we know b is equal to 28. Now we need to find the x-intercept. So we're going to solve that by doing 0 equals 4x plus 28. Negative 28 equals 4x. X equals negative 7. So we have negative 7 plus 28 is equal to 21. Answer choice A. All right, for question 20, one of the factors of 2x cubed plus 42x squared plus 208x is x plus b, where b is a positive constant. What is the smallest possible value of b? So let's write this. Let's first factor out 2x. And we'll have x squared plus 21x plus 104 will equal 0 since we're solving for it. And then, so we're looking at x squared plus 21x plus 104. Now we're looking for two numbers which multiply to 104 and add to 21. And because I can't think of any of those numbers right now, we're going to use the quadratic formula. So it's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So that's negative 21 plus or minus the square root of 21 squared minus 104 times 4, so 416 all over 2. So first let's work out 21 squared minus 416. That's going to give us 25. So negative 21 plus or minus, it's going to give us a square root of 25, which is 5. So 5 over 2. It's going to give us negative 21 minus 5 over 2, negative 21 plus 5 over 2. So that means our choices are either going to be negative 13 or negative 8, which means our factors are either going to be x plus 13 or x plus 8, which means b is either going to be 8 or 13, but we're looking for the smaller of those numbers, so we're going to go with 8. All right, so for question 21, we have y equals negative 1.5 and y equals x squared plus 8x plus a. In the given system of equations, a is a positive constant. The system has exactly one distinct real solution. What's the value of a? So when we're told the system has one distinct real solution, we're looking for something in the following form. So x minus c squared equals 0. So to get that, we're going to complete the square on the bottom equation. So we're going to do x squared plus 8x, and we're going to take 8 divided by 2 and then square it, which is going to give us 16. And that can become x plus 4 squared. So that's what we're looking for. And that tells us that when we take y equals x squared plus 8x plus a, negative 1.5 equals x squared plus 8x plus a, x squared plus 8x plus a plus 1.5 is equal to x squared plus 8x plus 16, which requires that a plus 1.5 is equal to 16. A is then equal to 14.5 or 29 over 2. All right, question 22. F of x equals x plus 6 times x plus 5 times x minus 4. The function f is given. Which tables of values represents y equals f of x minus 3? So one easy way to do this is to plug in 4, because we know when we plug in 4, this term will become 0, and because we're multiplying, when one term is 0, everything will be 0, because anything times 0 is 0. And we're looking for f of x minus 3, so we should get 0 minus 3 or negative 3 when we plug in 4. When we look at our answer choices, the only time where that's true is B, so B is going to be our answer. You can see if we check with any of the other choices, like negative 6, for example, we should also get negative 3. That's the case for B. That's the case for C. When we check with negative 5, we should also get negative 3. That's only the case for B. So B is going to be our answer. Question 23. For the function q, the value of q of x decreases by 45% for every increase in the value of x by 1. If q of 0 equals 14, which equation defines Q? So we have Q decreases by 45% every time the value of 1 increases, by every time X increases by 1. In the case of, this is going to be multiplying by 14, right? For both A and B, so that's not going to be correct. We want a 45% decrease for the value of Q of X, which is going to be the same as multiplying by 0.55, right? Because if you decrease 1 by 45%, that's going to be the same as multiplying 1 by 0.55. In D, we're actually going to be increasing by 45%, which isn't what we want. So answer choice C. Question 24. The graph of y equals f of x plus 14 is shown. Which of the following defines the equation? Which equation defines the function f? So first, let's see for the equation. Let's start with the y-intercept. So the graph shown has a y-intercept of 2, and the y-intercept of 2 is at f of x plus 14. So we're going to then subtract 14 from 2, and we're going to get negative 12 as our x-intercept, as our y-intercept. So our answer must have a y-intercept of negative 12. The only one that follows that is answer choice A. All right. Question 25. The side lengths of right triangle RST are given. Triangle RST is similar to triangle UVW, where S corresponds to V and T corresponds to W. What is the value of tan W? So let's create this triangle. So we'll make this, so RS is 20, and they tell us it's a right triangle, importantly. ST is 48, and TR is 52. And we'll do R, S, and then T. Now, it's asking for the tangent of W, which corresponds to T. So to get the tangent, we do opposite over adjacent, which is 20 over 48. We can divide both sides by 4, and we're going to get 5 over 12, which is going to be answer choice B. All right, our final 2 questions. 1 gallon of paint will cover 220 square feet of a surface. A room has a total wall area of W square feet. Which equation represents the total amount of paint P in gallons needed to paint the walls of the room twice? So we have 220 square feet of a surface. A room has a total wall area of W square feet. Okay, so a gallon of paint will cover 220 square feet. The total room has an area of W square feet. We need to know how many gallons twice. So to know how many gallons, let's say W was 220, right? If that was the case, we'd only require 1 gallon. We take our W divided by 220 and then get 1, but we need to know how to do it twice, so then we then multiply that by 2. So we're going to have 2 times W over 220, which is going to simplify to W over 110, which is going to be answer choice A. All right, so for our final question, the number A is 110% greater than the number B. The number B is 90% less than 47. What is the value of A? So let's just write out our equations. We have the number A is 110% greater. So to be 110% greater, that's 1 plus 1.1 times B. And B is 90% less than 47. So this tells us A is equal to 2.1 times B. B is equal to 4.7. A is then equal to 2.1 times 4.7, which is equal to 9.87. And that's going to be our answer. All right, so that's going to be our last question. Thank you for watching the video. I'd like to remind you again to please like the video. If there's anything that you didn't understand, please be sure to leave a comment, and I'll get back to you in the comments as quickly as possible. And please be sure to subscribe. Also turn on notifications so you can be notified when new videos come out. I know this week uploads have been a bit slow, but going forward, I'm going to be more consistent with uploading. I'm going to be aiming for between 3 and 5 videos every week going forward. So be on the lookout for that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.